Deepak, how you want this session to happen? So what I would do is whenever you're going through it, even I will keep on noting down few things in case I have question. I will ask, and similarly, other participants, if you have any question, they will ask. Should they interrupt you, or they should wait in the end when you've done your presentation? Then they should ask you questions.
I think we should take the query at the
End
last.
at the end.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll do it that way then.
I would request the participants to note it down somewhere,
Okay. Okay.
and when we are at the fag end of the session, we can take the questions.
Sure. Sure.
So, good evening, everyone. Let us start this webinar on understanding the importance of analytics and the importance of adopting analytics in your current role or current profile. Just a quick question. I mean, the way I start my webinar, at among the participants who are present here in the session, can you quickly write it down in the chat window about what is the current role that you are entrusted in, and why you want to do analytics? It would be great if you guys start putting in what is the current role that you are engaged in, and how do you think analytics is going to help you in that current role. That would be very good for us to understand the audience size and audience domain, so we can take the webinar way forward. You guys can write your response in the chat box. So Naveen says, I'm an accountant but want to make a career change to analytics. Okay, we'll come to this. This is actually a misunderstanding in the minds of people, that when we are learning analytics, we are actually changing the career. No, we are not changing the career. We are just upskilling ourselves in order to better perform in our organization, in the role that we are into. You can change the domain, but it is always advisable to continue with your current domain, current profile, and upskill yourself and use the power of analytics. Anyone else? What is the current job profile that you are into, and how do you feel that analytics is going to shape your career? I am in I am not sure, 197804. I am in mining production analytics, which help in bridging the gaps by better data analysis. Okay. Okay. Madhur says, I'm at the role of direct tax consultant, and I aspire to be a financial analyst. So, Madhur, a quick advice to you. Uh, so, we are doing a lot of analytics for income tax department. These scrutiny, the raids that are actually happening. So that's what we see in front of our eyes, but what is the background and how the papers have been picked and how SSC PAN number have been picked in order to conduct those raids and scrutiny is where analytics is going to play a vital role, and it's playing a vital role. Earlier it was pick a cherry kind of a thing for the assessing officer, but nowadays it has become much more systematic. And once you have the power of analytics, you can actually help the income tax department selecting the files that they want to go for scrutiny with the help of data analytics. Yogesh says, engaged in operations of oil and gas fields. I really don't know how data analytics will sync with my work, but want to learn the basics of data analytics, and then I think help in my work. So Yogesh, in oil and gas field, what is your role basically? Sanjay says, well, I'm a final year Bcom student. I'm interested in this topic. Okay, so let us quickly go through the session that we are going to conduct. I have a fair idea about the size and the domain of the current the attendees here. So everyone knows this World Economic Forum, right? So this World Economic Forum, they meet every year in Davos, and they come up with their predictions. They come up with their predictions as to how economy is going to shape, and what kind of jobs are going to be generated in the near future, and what kind of skills that you want that you have to acquire in order to get those jobs. What are the upcoming jobs in demand, and which are the domains or the job sectors which are going to which are having a downward trend in terms of employment. So everything about economy is where this World Economic Forum meets and discusses. So I am quickly going to take you through the numbers and statistics that came up this year in this World Economic Forum, which kind of is an eye opener for all of us, and in order to understand what is the importance of data analytics and how it is going to shape our career or our economy. We all have heard from n number of economists and from our finance minister as well that data is the new oil. Okay. Earlier, way back 20 years, 25 years, 30 years down the line, the country which had the oil reserves were the ones who were considered the powerful, and they can reshape the economy. But now it is correctly said that data is the new oil, and whoever has the power to analyze that data is going to be a game changer. Okay, so we will go through the numbers that have been derived and studied by this World Economic Forum. Let us quickly go to page number 30. Bridge, is my screen visible properly? I mean, or should I increase the? Let me increase to 125. I guess
It's
this
visible,
would be
right?
good.
It's visible. We can read what is mentioned
Yeah.
there.
So this figure 22 says top 20 job roles in increasing and decreasing demand across industries. Okay, I have just kept this particular line, and I've hidden the actual illustration. And you, pause for a and try to understand and guess what are the top jobs that would be there in terms of increase in demand, and in terms of decrease in demand. Just 10 seconds, 10 seconds. You have to give a thought to it. Now if I scroll down, let us first see what are the increasing demand jobs. Okay, first we have data analyst and data scientist. With second, you have artificial intelligence and machine learning specialist. So AI and ML, which is machine learning, is again dealing with data. Data analyst and data scientists, again they are involved in data, playing with data. Third is big data specialist. So top three jobs which you are seeing on your screen, which is going to be in demand for the next 10 years, 20 years, and I mean it is also expected that for the next 50 years data is going to rule. The top three jobs that is going to rule in the country is associated with data. Okay, so with this particular chart of demand which is going to increase in the near future for the jobs, you can very well understand the importance and the power of data analyst and data scientists and the people who are involved with data. Now flip the coin, you come to the decreasing demand side. In this decreasing demand, I take these first four part. First is data entry clerks, the people who do data entry, journal entries, book entries in the system. Second is administrative and executive secretaries. This is not in our purview. Third is accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks. This again is somewhat related to accounting and finance. And the fourth and the most important is accountants and auditors. So they have, World Economic Forum, they have blatantly, jotted down and included this accountant and auditors profile, domain into decreasing demand. Why this is become less important nowadays, because you have technologies coming in, technologies taking the place of all these manual works, and you have data. And what is the purpose of accountants and auditors? It is much nowadays, it's much beyond than just making clerical entries. It's about giving insights to your organization, to your managers, to your executives. And that's where current accountants and auditors are flawed. They don't have that technological appetite. They don't have that analytical mindset with them in order to catch the data science and data analytics bus. So with this chart that is there on the screen, we can very well understand that the top three increasing demand that are there is associated with data, and the top four decreasing demand is related somewhat to finance and accounting. So it will be a situation in couple of years time. I mean, I'm very much skeptical in saying that couple of years time, but it may be within 6 months or 1 year down the line that we as an accountant and auditors become redundant, we as an bookkeeping guys, and we as a data clerk and data entry clerk become redundant. So it's highly important, guys, to understand how the jobs are shaping, how the economy is shaping. And if you are not molding yourself, you are not accepting the change, then the situation is going to be very grave, guys. So why India, such a big country, is facing the issue of job crisis? Because we as an Indians, we are very much adamant in not upskilling ourselves. We get a job and then we sit back, relax, and then continue with our jobs. We don't bother to upskill ourselves. But you go and see in the Western countries, they devote good amount of time in upskilling themselves. So we have to think uh, where and how we are going to shape our career in this. Quickly, I'll take you through another chart which I felt is very much relevant. Is this particular chart, which says what is the different skills that we need to imbibe. Okay, what is the different skills that would be in demand by 2025? You see here 2025, and the very first skill that is being projected is critical thinking and analysis. Critical thinking and analysis. So be it in manufacturing domain, be it in finance domain, be it in healthcare domain, critical thinking and analysis is the topmost skill that you need to develop within yourself. Second is problem solving, and this critical thinking and problem solving goes hand in hand. Okay, so you when you try to solve the problem, you need to have that analytical mindset in order to achieve the desired result. The skill wise also, we see that critical thinking and analysis and problem solving is what going to is required by the companies by 2025. And gone are the days that we have a degree and then we can sit for the interview and we'll crack the interview. No, the interviewer and the employer will always see these skills in you. Okay, so it is very high time that you understand the importance of this analytical thinking and solving mindset should be in you. Top 15 skills for 2025. Again, you see analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategies, and complex problem solving, critical thinking and analysis. So everywhere you see it is data, it is data analytics, it is machine learning, it is data science, it is analytical mindset, it is problem solving techniques, it's critical thinking that is there. So now you can understand that if you don't upskill in these areas, if you don't learn these new technologies, okay, very soon you are going to be a dinosaur, extinct in your current job, because you will be sitting, but someone else would be upskilling themselves, and they would really pounce on your job, on your profile. So now you see what is the importance of this critical thinking and data analysis and data science. Shifting to the next thing, um, I think this particular chart, which is of great importance, you see opportunity within professional cluster. What is the opportunity in each domain? Rank wise, they have ranked basis the opportunities, basis the demand that is available in the market. So number one is artificial intelligence specialist, which is again it's beyond our purview, it's for the computer science people. But you see number two is data scientist, or you can say data analyst. Data analyst is also there in number 5. Okay, so with this particular chart you can understand what is the demand in the market. What is the demand in the market? It's huge. It's huge. And the opportunity is massive. Opportunity is massive. So many a times people comes up to me and they say that, okay, I'll learn data science, I'll learn data analytics, but what is the opportunity in terms of job in the market? They should see this chart and understand. And these are all not cooked up numbers. These are numbers thrown by World Economic Forum to the entire world after assessing and studying the numbers across the world and how things are shaping. Okay, so in terms of opportunity, you see data scientist and data analyst are in top 5 jobs. Okay, now, coming to the second chart, in this chart, which says typical skill gaps. What are the skill gaps? And this says 0 is full gap, 1 is no gap. Now, in this data science, you see this 0.19 is very much near to 0, which is full gap. That means people who, so there is a demand in the market, but there is a gap in the skill in amongst the workers. So that means the supply is less. The supply is less. The demand is more, but the supply is less. And we all know when the demand is more and the supply is less, there is a massive opportunity of gaining good remuneration from your employers. And that's why if you are a good data scientist or a good data analyst, you can earn good amount of money as remuneration. Okay, so this particular chart basically boils down to the section of increase in demand but less in skill. That means less in supply, which has resulted in this high amount of remuneration being paid to the data analyst or data scientist guys. So now you can understand that 2025, the projections that we have got from World Economic Forum is what they are telling, that we will be in a country, we will be in an economic situation wherein everything will be taken care by data. Every decision would be taken care by data. But we have a huge demand for data scientists and data analysts, but their supply is very less because there is a huge gap in their skills. That is why there is huge requirement and high pay to the analysts and data scientists. Okay, I hope this is clear. Moving on to this chart. This chart again is a replica of what we have been looking. See, data analysis is ranking 1 in terms of skills which is required. Okay, so we can understand the importance of data analysis and data analytics. Okay, so now till now what we have seen what World Economic Forum is foreseeing in terms of taking into account world as a whole. Okay, world as a whole. But we are staying in India. So let us see what are the Indian numbers. What are the Indian numbers? So we'll quickly go
Also,
to page
Deepak.
number. Yeah,
So Deepak, whatever you are saying, the same analysis I also did. I'm also doing from last 3 months, and whatever you said
hmm
is whatever I understood from my analysis, and is exactly matching with your analysis. But the
yep,
problem here is in India. What I felt is from last 6 months, I'm searching for a right institute. So more number of institutes are coming forward to give the training, but we are in a confusion from where we need to take, as we are the financial background people. I'm the financial background people.
sure.
I know which institute to select when it comes to the finance thing, but when it comes to the this technical side or this technology side, I'm not sure to which institute I need to prefer. Do you have any
Uh,
analysis from that side?
what's your good name? What's your good name?
So I'm Shrikar.
Okay, so we don't have that analysis as of now, but no, I myself is a qualified chartered accountant, and I moved into analytics domain 3 years back, and I'm full
Oh,
time practicing chartered accountant in terms of analytics. I
great.
don't do traditional return filing and all those stuff. I'm whole time into data science, machine learning, and deep learning thing. So what I felt, so I'll tell my experience. 3 years back, the same thing happened to me, and I joined couple of institutes, but there I saw that it's more of a presumption by those institutes that I have coding background. Okay, I have some exposure to programming language or analytical tools. Okay, and their program was more focusing on the general perspective, general audience, wherein they will have computer science background people as well, finance background people as
Ah,
well. Okay,
exactly.
that is where finance people, when they enroll in those courses, or I myself enrolled in that particular course, and I am not sure if I had even captured 10 hours or 15 hours of a video or tutorials for those from those institutes, and the whole money went into the drain. Very sad on my part, but that is what practical difficulty I faced. So that is why I myself, along with miraskill.com, we came up with a course which is precisely for finance people. Okay, so
Okay.
the enrollment, the way of teaching is such that even if you are no not in coding background, okay, you are from, because I myself is from finance, and I know the pain
Yeah,
for it.
we are
Okay,
not from the
so
coding backgrounds.
yeah, so that is why we have exclusively made this course for finance people. Okay,
Okay.
and we try to teach the programming language in such a way that it becomes self explanatory, and after seeing just 4 to 5 hours of tutorials from our side, you end up so 4 to 5 hours would be a hand holding exercise, but from the 6th hour you would be in a situation that you can leave my finger and start coding on your own, and analyzing on your own. Okay, so we have kept that in mind, and the course has been exclusively for finance people. And the second
Okay.
thing which I feel is where this institution uh, they are lacking is, they are trying to teach everything. They are trying to teach Python programming language. They are trying to teach R. They are trying to teach Power BI, Tableau,
But
SAS.
it's,
So they are
yeah,
trying to
but
teach everything.
it's not complete. Okay, they are
Correct.
teaching, but the syllabus is not complete. Just they wants to give
Correct.
two
So
weeks training they are giving. It's not about
yes,
how well the people are understanding. It's they from their perspective. It's only like how many hours they have taught, but that is
correct,
not
correct,
helpful for the finance guy. So I
correct. So
completed
that is,
NCAA and I am working currently. I also completed IFRS and currently working in JP Morgan. So
yeah.
the current scenario is in JP Morgan in my another department. So it's like a fixed assets department. In the department, almost 3,000 awards for the year was washed away because of the AI. So someday the same thing might come to my department as well. So I should not just
Correct,
sit for I should not wait at the back end.
correct.
So something might
So
happen to
what
me
are
like that. I also
correct?
wants to
So
upgrade, but the
correct.
problem is, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the problem is this
No,
only,
no
the
worries.
institutes.
Yeah, so that's what I told you, and they end up teaching you n number of tools and programming languages, and they do just a scratch the surface kind of thing without going deep into understanding. So what I have analyzed, and I go so I have my firm who give consultancy to companies, and we have also seen on Naukri profile or Times job that you need to have experience of one programming language, okay, and you need to have experience and working hands-on experience on one visualization tool, okay.
Okay.
Just one programming language experience and one visualization tool language is more than enough, okay, because you understand you would be in a scenario that you know five different languages, but you are not expert and you have not done in depth study in that particular tool or in that particular language, and you end up sitting for an interview, okay, and they ask something which is a little in-depth knowledge that they ask, and you have just done scratch the surface because they are teaching n number of things. You will be in a soup then. So so Bridge will have a word with you after this presentation. So what we have in our current curriculum is we try to focus on one programming language, which is Python programming language, and we try to focus on one data visualization tool, that is a Tableau, okay, which is more than sufficient for you to get into this analytics domain. Okay, why Python? Because after doing analysis or doing data analytics job, 6 months or a year after, you will say that I'll go into machine learning or deep learning things. Okay, so in that curriculum, Python programming language is an expert. Okay, and why Tableau? Because many Power BI is also there, but Tableau is accepted. Tableau is called basically the just like Android and Apple is there, Apple products. So Tableau is called the Apple kind of product in terms of data in this data visualization arena, and which is accepted by all the organization across the world. You go to European countries and you go to United States, Tableau is much more prevalent and required. So primarily because of this reason, we have focused teaching to finance people, only to finance people, because we understand the way finance people think, and we are good in numbers. That's absolutely there, we are good in numbers, but where we are lacking in terms of technology and upskilling ourselves, okay.
Okay.
So
And
quickly, I'll take you through this India profile, what it says. uh, Education skills, I'll just come to this technology adoption. You see, big data analytics is around 88%, and then this text and image processing is again related to data analytics. Here we do text analytics. The feedbacks that come from consumers, we do analytics from that, and that's constituting around 86%. So you see, huge opportunity that is lingering on us, or should be adopted before we become redundant. Emerging and redundant job roles, again in Indian context also, you see AI and machine learning and data analyst and scientists there at the top, okay. And you see accounting, bookkeeping, accountant and auditors there again at the redundant job level, okay. And again, this emerging skills, we have the same situation, okay.
so Deepak, where the difference
Yeah.
will come in when where the major difference comes when I mean to say in the data scientist and data analyst, what is the major difference?
So the major difference is data analyst is someone who uses more of data visualization tools and understand what has already happened in your organization. Okay. For example, sales analysis. You are doing sales analysis based on the sales dump that you have received from your client. Okay,
Okay.
from your organization, and you come up and say, okay, These are the various geographical regions that have shown decrease in sale or increase in sale. There is some kind of pattern across months, how much sales is increasing or decreasing. So what data analyst is primarily focusing on is understanding the and finding the hidden insights that is there in your data based on the historical data. Okay. And what is data scientist? What data scientist does, based on the historical data that I have at hand, data scientist is one who uses more of statistical knowledge in order to predict the future, in order to predict what would be my sale for the next 3 months or the next 6 months. So that is the primary difference, which segregates a data analyst to a data scientist. Data analyst job role stops till it's there till the position he finds hidden insights from the historical data. Stop. But when management comes up and tells you that, hey, I'm fine with my 5 years historical data, and I'm good that you have found and given me the insights, but can you tell me what would be my sale for the next 3 months or 4 months? In finance we do budgeting, right? Forecasting and budgeting.
Yes.
That forecasting and budgeting is basically what we are trying to predict the future. But currently, what organizations, Indian context I'm talking about, what we generally do is, we have I have my previous year number. I put some kind of 10% escalation in the sales, 10% escalation in expenses, and I come up with my projected financials for the next 3 quarters or 6 months. Okay, that is not a scientific way of doing. Okay, so in analytics, in predictive modeling, we have something called time series analysis. So data scientists will use this time series analysis to predict what would be my sale, what would be my expenses, what would be my net profit for the next 3 months, upcoming 3 months. So that is primary and the main difference between a data scientist and a data analyst.
Okay. Hey, I will ask you one more doubt. Please don't mind.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now, I mean to say how the big data will help if I want to check.
So what is a big data? I just want to understand your
Okay.
thinking about what is big
So
data.
what I understood is big data is like one huge data will be thrown at us and will be it's like framing in correct way, like what Google is doing. If I want to check anything in the Google, so everything will be framed in perfect sentence, right? It's like user friendly. That's what I understood.
So big data is basically associated with the quantum of data that we are storing. Okay,
Huh. Huh.
the more the quantum, the more robust your analysis will become. Okay, take a scenario that you are doing a sales analysis for last just one year. Okay, and due to this COVID, sales would have been dropped, right? For
Yes.
sure. Now, this 1 year was an exception, and based on this last 1 year, you cannot do projections and forecasting. Correct. So
Yes.
what you have to do is you have to take last 10 years data, or say last 20 years data, to analyze the pattern in order to come up with a robust forecasting model, time series model. Okay. So
Oh.
when you are spreading the time horizon or the quantum of your data, okay, that is called as big data. And we have lots of terminologies, new terminologies that are coming up every day in data analysis and data science domain, deep learning, machine learning, and big data. But it's the background and the concept remains the same. In a layman's term, if you say there's big data, people will start giving you, definition like what is theoretical definition of big data. Okay, when you store the data in a SQL or a database, with this structures, this is called big data. But in the layman's term, it really reflects the quantum of data that you are storing and analyzing. Okay, so whichever organization you are into, you said that you are into JP Morgan, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
JP Morgan would do financial analysis not based on one year data or 2 years data. Okay, for their client, they will take 5 years data or 10 years data, and that is what they call it as big data, because the quantum is huge, the time horizon is huge, and then they will do the analysis on that particular data. Okay, so that is basically the concept of big data.
So,
Quickly, yeah.
from the financial analyst perspective, which one you will suggest? I know all these three or whatever you are saying currently is having a huge demand for the next 50 years. But what
Yeah.
will you suggest for the exactly if I wants to take whether I should go for data analyst or data scientist or big data?
See,
So,
the thing is,
why?
big
Because
data
you are
is
having
big data.
good
Yeah, big data
experience in
is
that side.
so big data is basically a concept. The major question here is whether you should go for data analyst or a data scientist. Okay,
Okay.
I would say you go for data scientist. Okay, because what happens is many a times, so I serve my clients and I do analysis for them. 99 out of 100 times they come up and says, fine, what can you do me a predictive modeling? Can you come up with some sort of algorithm to predict what would be my sale, or whether this particular person is going to purchase this product or not? 99 out of 100 times. And
Okay.
to do that, you need to have some sort of statistical knowledge with you, some sort of algorithm knowledge, machine learning knowledge with you, predictive analytics knowledge with you. And that is what, because nowadays you just understand, if you are running an organization and you want your staff to do
Yeah,
some sort of
obviously.
analysis, will you be
Yes, correct.
satisfied till historical data? They would
No,
ask
no.
for some
Everyone
more.
wants to know how it's going to be there the future with my products or it's
Correct,
going to be
because
working well.
based on those forecasting numbers, they will take their strategic decisions, right? So it's
Yes.
always to go for data scientist.
And
A little more effort, but at the end it will reap you good benefits.
yes. So and also how the means how the job opportunities for the data scientists in outside India and in India.
Sir, it's huge. I just showed you that demand and supply deficit, and we have we generally do consulting business and do analytics for organizations who are based out of India, abroad,
Okay.
European countries and Middle East countries.
Okay.
So opportunity is huge, and you just need a laptop and internet connectivity. Okay, so
So
we
how many
do
months
projects.
training will be provided by you guys?
So that depends on you, sir. That depends actually on you. But if you are diligent enough, and what I advise is every day 1 hour of study is a must.
Okay.
And if you stick to this 1 hour of study,
Okay.
within, I would say, 35 to 40 days, you would be in a position to, you will have understood around 60% of what data science and data analytics is. And the next, 15 days, I can say you can brush up and go deep. So all in all, in 60 to 80 days, you would have learned a good amount and would become an intermediate in, Python as well as analytics and data science concepts.
Okay,
So that
so
is
you
there.
said that for data analytics, you will be teaching the Tableau and Python. So what skills you will be teaching us for data scientists?
Same thing, sir. In data, using Python, you can do descriptive analytics. You can do diagnostic analytics, which is there, which is done basically by data analyst. Okay,
Mm.
and the next part, which is predictive analytics, the same Python language you would be using for the purpose of predictive analytics as well. Okay, and the
Okay.
data visualization part we would be doing both in Python as well as Tableau, because what happens is you sometimes you need quick visualization. Okay, and
Yeah.
and coding and understanding the syntax would take little time. Okay, not much time, little time, but you are not, you are in a hurry to not even spend those extra minutes also. So you need quick visualization. In that case, Tableau becomes really handy. Okay, so
Okay.
that is why we are delivering sessions and tutorials on Tableau specifically for quick visualizations if you want to do. But the entire data science pipeline, which is descriptive analytics and exploratory analysis, data visualization, which is basically a concern for data analyst, we are doing in Python. And again, predictive analytics, which is part of data science domain, is again we are teaching on Python programming language, and we would be using algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, time series analysis, clustering. All these are predictive analytics and machine learning algorithms which we would be teaching on Python. So one programming language, Python, which will cater end to end data science pipeline, and one analytic data visualization tool, that is Tableau, which will cater to your quick visualization needs in your organization.
So Deepak, you are saying that by 2025, the technology, these things are going to play a key role, right? So, but
Currently it has
yeah,
started. Currently it has
yes, yes.
started.
So then you said in the decreasing demand accounting, these things were there, right? Auditing and all.
Correct, correct,
So what will you
correct.
say if I ask you the question, the currently the most leading courses like CPA, ACCA, CMA, are those the demand for those are going to reduce once these comes into the picture?
Now you understand, sir, that in this CPA, in this CA, in this CWA, all these courses, why have they included a subject called information technology? Okay, why have they included this concept? Because they feel if don't impart this knowledge of information technology, people, their qualified chartered accountants, their qualified CPAs, their qualified cost accountants will become redundant. Okay, earlier they did not have this concept of IT in their syllabus so if you say 20 years back, so all those CAs, CWAs, CPAs, obviously would be lacking this technology thing. So what they have done is they have come up with post diploma courses, like Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. They have come up with FAFD course wherein they teach about data analysis, 5 hours and 10 hours of training on data analysis. CWA, again, it has got some kind of program for imparting this data analysis skill set. Okay, so you need to understand, and the the demand for these tuitions will not decrease. Why? Because you need to understand this statutory part of it. I am learning data analysis. I am doing data analysis, and there will be decrease. I see there's a decrease in auditing and accounting, but I still have to pass that examination. I still have to understand that law, Indian Contract Act. I still have to understand that Companies Act. I still have to understand that Income Tax Act. Okay, to impart those knowledge, the tuitions and everything will be there. The institutes will be there. Okay, so the job demand will decrease because that will become highly automated, but your degree will not decrease, because when you
Okay,
go
so
and when you
so
go and
you're trying to say that when we want to automate any process, we require the knowledge on that. So that knowledge will come from the finance background. If I want to say, you need to have certain finance degree as well. Then only it will be
correct,
helpful, right?
correct, correct.
Okay, okay,
That's what.
okay,
So that is what we are saying. See here, what it says: reskilling and upskilling. Okay, it doesn't say that you need to stop your current learning and move entirely to the new domain. You can stick to your current domain in finance domain, and there is lot of misconception between these finance people, that if I'm learning data analytics I need to switch my domain. No, sir, no. You
okay,
can very well apply the concept of data analysis. You can very well apply the concept of time series analysis. You can very well apply the concept of linear regression in your current finance profile. Okay, so I have a friend of mine. He was in fixed asset department in a manufacturing company. He studied analytics. So you'll say that, okay, he was there in fixed asset department. What is there to understand in terms of analytics? So what he did, he learned analytics, and you'll be amazed to see and hear that how he applied that concept of analytics. He applied the concept of decision tree, logistic regression, to predict when a particular machine will need overhauling, when particular machine will need overhauling. And you can very well imagine, if he was able to predict, and he predicted actually, So downtime of that particular manufacturing process, we actually reduce the downtime, preventive maintenance time. So you can understand where you can apply those concepts of analytics. It's not that you learn analytics and you switch to a different domain. In each
Okay.
and every domain, you have the application of analytics. And that's what in page 134, I'll just take you through page 134, which boils down the need in financial services. That this is the area of our concern. Again, in financial services, you see big data is covering 91%. Okay.
Okay.
And this artificial intelligence, machine learning, everything is 90%. Again, the emerging skills is analytical thinking, critical thinking. Okay. And you see the redundant job is like data entry, accounting, accountants and auditors. And the top three jobs is again, within this top four, you have three jobs related to data. So you can very well understand that it's not pan globe wise, it's not in terms of India as a whole. It is in terms of our finance domain, which is going to be ruled by data analyst and data scientists and artificial intelligence. I'll very much this year, we have we'll have this November 2020 CA exams. Okay. And a lot of, I think cost accountants have also undergone this examination at their home, I guess, on their
Yeah, they have
laptops.
came up with one new option giving, right, they are like
Correct.
online
So
exam
what
based.
are they doing? They are using the concept of this machine learning and artificial intelligence to get the assistance in this examination. Okay. So
Okay.
if you have they have asked to switch on your camera, and they are capturing the movement of your eyeballs here and there, and what is the duration you are looking away from the screen and all those stuff. Okay. So
Okay.
you can very well understand, and with this sudden change, and because of this COVID-19 impact on our economy, you can very well understand where we are shaping. There will be no more very less of physical jobs, and you will be more inclined towards technology. And when you have technology, you have data capturing capability. And when you have data capturing capability, you have data analysis ability and the requirement to analyze that data as well. Okay.
Okay.
Today, I just went through a product that has been launched by Microsoft called Clarity, Microsoft Clarity. What it does is, you have heard about Google Analytics. Okay, you have a website. Who are the visitors who are coming to your website? Which web page they are moving into? How they are scrolling through? Okay, so all this analysis is being done by Google Analytics. But there are some analysis, some root cause analysis, which is not being done. Okay. And now, since there is less of physical movement and going into malls and everything, people have started digitizing their business. They have started going online. They have started selling online. And when you have this online thing coming up, you'll have that Google Analytics power with you, and then you will have that capability which has come in the market today with Microsoft Clarity software.
Okay. So
So you
Deepak,
can just
one last,
understand how it's shaping. Yeah.
yeah, I will not take too much time. This is my last question. So
Sure, no worries.
two questions.
Yeah,
So one is you linked with the Mera skill and providing the trainings, right?
yeah, yeah.
And the second thing is, can I get your number, please?
Uh, uh, I'll just, so you can, what's your good name? You can,
Shrikar, yes, Srikar, Shrikar.
I think team will get in touch with you. I cannot disclose my number here because
Exactly, I thought the same thing.
it's online. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the team will get back to you with all the details, and if you require my number, you can get my number from them.
Okay, Deepak. And I got all the
Okay.
on questions and all the answers to my questions. And okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, thank you. So, Bridge, I think I'm through with going through the numbers, and we have very much understood why there is need for data analysis in our current profile and the years and the time to come. Can we quickly take the question which have been
Yeah.
posted in the chat first, and then we'll move to the PPT wherein we have the question listed.
Right. So anyone, if
Anurag
you have
says,
any questions, please put it in the chat, or you can also unmute and ask.
Anurag says, what are skills required for data analyst for me, as I'm currently doing a BTech third year? I'm average in coding. Can I move to this sector? Very well, Anurag. I mean, you can any given day switch to analytics, and you will be amazed to see here that one of my friends' mom, who is around 52 years of age, they live in US. She has learned this analytics at the age of 52. You can very well uh, understand and be amazed to hear that. So that is there. Any other question
Sir,
from the
what skills are required to learn?
So, as I said, in order to become a data analyst, you need to have one programming language knowledge, which is Python at this moment, because Python is a versatile language. It is robust in terms of data analysis. It is robust in terms of predictive analytics. It is robust in terms of machine learning and deep learning thing. So it will be a good addition to your technological skill set. And one data visualization, that is Tableau. So these two skills, primarily tool skills you require. And apart from that, you need to have a basic understanding about statistics, such as mean, median, mode, what is standard deviation, what is the shape of the data, all those stuff, and basic maths. So and again, this is an overwhelming field. If you get into this field, there's a lot of material on internet, which at time becomes difficult for you to understand and see which way to go. It is not like a CA course that you have 5 different subjects and you have to study only those 5 different subjects. Okay, so proper guidance is must in this data when you are trying to move into data analyst or data scientist domain. Madhu says,
Any
which are the most
database
of your
language required?
uh, you require SQL, but that is very limited, because SQL is primarily the role for data engineers. Okay, they are the ones who deal with storing the data, maintaining the data. Okay, so that is primarily the work for data engineers. As a data analyst and a data scientist, you will get data in your bag. You will get data on your laptop, on your system. The only language basic understanding you require is how to fetch data from those databases using SQL or MySQL. Okay, that again, if you have data engineers in your organization, they will do that task for you even.
Excel proficiency is required or not?
See, Excel has its own limitation, Anurag. Excel has its own limitation. Why? Because in Excel, you see, great. Now again, we said that as we are in the age of big data, then we take decision based on 10 years of historical data, right? Not 1 month of historical data. And in Excel, if you see, you have more than 10,000 rows in
So,
your Excel.
Deepak, his question is whether Excel is a prerequisite to do data analytics.
No. Excel is not a prerequisite to do data analytics. When you are learning Python and Tableau, you don't have to have that requisite of knowledge of Excel. It is totally different
Sir,
ballgame altogether.
how much Python is required? Is basics or advanced topics?
See, for us as a finance people, the course that we have developed, we require just zero knowledge of Python. We assume that you obviously, it's not an assumption, it is a reality. It's a fact that for a finance guy, first of all, there will be lots and lots of finance people who would not be that proficient in Excel even. Okay, leave apart Python. So we have designed our curriculum in such a way that zero knowledge, we assume zero knowledge of Python, we assume zero knowledge of statistics, we assume zero knowledge of maths from the candidates. That is where we start from. And slowly and steadily, after you have completed 6 hours of tutorials from our side for Python and Tableau, you will feel like, the very next moment you have become an intermediate, Python coder. Okay, so to enroll with us, zero knowledge of Python is required.
And also, I would like to add one thing, Deepak, here, where it again comes up in each of the webinars is a lot of people think that they want to understand data analytics and Python is the language. They start learning Python. So Python has got
Correct.
various applications. So one should not, I think, one should not jumpstart on in learning Python language, because we want people to learn about that aspect of Python which has to do with data analytics, not a general use Python language.
Correct. Correct.
So that is also where people also invest a lot of time, and then they realize that they've invested maybe 30, 40 hours in learning
Correct.
Python,
Correct.
and then
Correct.
it's nothing to do with that. Data analytics actually, they're just building a calculator app with my Python.
Correct.
So
Correct. Correct. That is a very good point that you have raised, Bridge. That many a times, when people try to learn Python, they come up and say that, okay, I have learned this module in Python, I have learned that module, that package in Python. But when I ask them a simple way to find the mean for a particular column in their data set, they say, hey, that I have not learned. So data analyst or data science, when you are learning through Python, that doesn't mean that you have to learn Python for for its capability of developing a web page. We are not developing a web page, so obviously learning its module like Flask is a module which is used for developing the application in Python. But we are not developing an application. We are not a software developer. We are data analyst or data scientist. So we'll be using only 6-7 libraries which are used in Python for the purpose of data science. You have libraries called pandas, you have library called matplotlib, you have library called scikit-learn. Okay, we have library called plotly, seaborn. So this 7-8 libraries that is there in Python, which is helpful to do data analysis, is what we are going to learn. Madhur says, which are most
sir,
of the sectors? Yeah, go ahead.
sir, for me means on a Python and Tableau and basic math statistics are sufficient for me for fresher
Yes, yes,
in
yes,
data
yes, yes.
analyst.
So even if so fresher in the sense prerequisite, even if you don't know any of this skill, you can very well enroll in our course and go ahead with that. Okay, because by the time you end up with our course, you will be proficient. I'll say intermediate level of knowledge you will have in terms of how you can use Python for the purpose of data analyst thing or a predictive analytics, and what are the various statistical analysis that you can do, what are the various mathematics that you would require. Because again, I say, when we delve into learning statistics for data science, it is not that we are doing a statistics graduation or a post graduation in statistics that we need to understand all the statistical concepts. Only those statistical concepts I have seen, and I have gone through not more than 25 statistical concepts till now I have applied in my data analyst and data scientist job. So those 25 concept is what you required. You need you are not to become a expert in statistics. You're not to become an expert in mathematics. Okay, so that is there. And you will not have to learn in silos separately statistics and maths. Okay, whatever maths and statistics is required in your algorithm, you need to learn only those parts. Okay, many times people fall in trap and they buy 10 different statistics books, 10 different maths book, and they that books are piled up in their almirah, and they end up learning nothing. I'll take Madhur question. Which are the most of the sectors which employ data analyst? Almost all the sectors, be it healthcare, be it bank, finance, insurance, manufacturing. I gave an example of fixed asset. So all the sectors wherein you have data, they employ data analyst. Okay, they employ data analyst. If I give an example of income tax department, they employ data analysts to crunch the numbers and find any anomaly in their data. Yogesh says, can a non-CSC and non-finance person get into data world, and how difficult it would be for him or her? I'll say zero difficulty if you are diligent enough, and if you devote 1 hour of, and I'm very much strict on this thing, that 1 hour of devotion from your side is must in terms of learning this. That's when you will finish this learning in 60 to 80 days of time. I think Bridge will quickly take the question in the PPT. I think most of the question we would have covered here. Background in codes. See, you don't require any background in coding and programming language when you are enrolling with us for our curriculum. So we assume that you have zero background in coding, zero background in programming language, zero background in maths and statistics. Okay, then how to start? See, again, I said that there are hell lot of institutes, educational institutes, that come up with their own curriculum, but they largely focus on teaching you n number of things without clarifying the concepts. And they have candidates coming from all domain. So they're not focusing on clarifying your concepts and this thing. And that's where we kind of decided to frame our curriculum for specifically for finance people, because I myself have gone through that full cycle of trouble and struggle with these institutes. So I'm very enthusiastic about data science. Good. Need to know and understand about it. Initiative, passion to learn, awareness in finance, get to know details. I want to start SME data consulting firm. We are already doing internal management consulting for last 6 years. Social media analytics. Again, social media analytics is a booming area of analytics. Test analytics is also a booming area, wherein we collect the feedback from the customers and we try to analyze whether there is any negative comments, negative feedbacks, and what is the intensity of those feedbacks. uh, I am not sure where to start. Again, you can reach out to Mera Skill people. They will help you out in how to start your journey in this data science world. And remember, guys, you should not learn everything and anything, because this is an ocean, and once you dive in this ocean, you will have the temptation of learning everything. At the end of the day, one programming language and one database tools is what you need to focus on. Work opportunity, career. I showed the graph as to how the things are shaping in the near future. What is the demand in this domain, and what is the supply? Because of the less supply thing in the market, the job opportunity and the career wise, it's very lucrative. And there is no botheration of traveling to your offices. You can sit at anywhere, even at your home with a laptop, a decent laptop, and connectivity, and you can start your data science and analytics career. Integration of front-end software with existing data. Skill set. I said talked about skill set, current technologies and continuous change. Current technologies concentrating on one technology, Python and Tableau. Complexity in technologies. Once you learn, there will be no complexity. 5 years, 10 years back when we started with Excel, it was complex for us, but now we have good knowledge about Excel and we can do anything in Excel. Future in data analytics is bright. We saw the numbers. Poor understanding of statistics. Slowly, you'll have to build concepts, and you'll have to understand the concept in a very lucrative way. No need to go by the theoretical definition in books that is available. So we'll teach statistics and the concepts of correlation and variance in a very lucrative way and very conceptual way. Technology upgradation at right time is always required. Cost analysis, I'm not sure what does this mean, cost analysis. In-depth analysis of statements and its interpretation, data understanding, programming, how to use data analytics to find hidden losses in efficiency. Again, hidden losses in efficiency is one example I gave about this fixed asset. Okay, the downtime time of the machinery got reduced, and which increased the efficiency of the production. Python programming and statistics, Advanced Excel has its own limitation, and that's why Python programming language is preferred by all the organization who try to hire data analyst. How to start this career and what are skills required? We talked about it. Awareness of different types of tools available for analysis. We briefly talked about this. So I guess Bridge, we are through with the presentation, and if someone else has any query, we would be more than happy to take that.
So is there any difference in Excel and visualization tool like Power BI and Tableau?
Yes, a very big difference, Anurag. You just have to understand why this Excel was built. Excel was built for computation and calculation. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. It was not built for data visualization. Okay, by Microsoft. Later, when they understood that what is the potential of data visualization, importance of data visualization in their computation, they tried to infuse those charting capabilities in Excel. But when you have something which is primarily built for something else, and you try to integrate some different thing in that particular product, the product becomes laggy and difficult to perform calculations and computation. So there will be a situation that the main agenda with which the product was formed will be compromised. That is why they came up with a separate data visualization which is called Power BI. They are investing a lot in Power BI. They are bringing in a lot of AI technologies in Power BI, but Power BI is not that matured when you compare with Tableau. Tableau is there in the market for the last 15 years, and it has developed from zero to hero kind of a thing. And Power BI is there in the market for the last 5 years. For the last 1 year or couple of years is when Power BI has come up in the race. But that difference of, you say, 10 years will always be there in terms of maturity of the product. So Tableau is where a lot of organization is focusing in terms of the data visualization needs.
So the start with Tableau rather than Excel is best for data analyst.
Uh, Tableau is again. What is the question? Your question is, should I start with Excel or Tableau? Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Tableau is basically a data visualization tool, not a computation tool. Okay, data visualization for the purpose of finding hidden insights and pattern, which is basically the task of a data analyst. Okay, the task which you can do on Tableau, you cannot perform those tasks even 10% in Microsoft Excel. So yes, if you are going into data analyst domain, you need to focus and learn Tableau instead of Excel. Bridge, I guess. Is there any other query, guys, or else we can wrap it up?
I think we have taken all the queries, Deepak, and today it was a more of a Q&A entire session. And,
Correct. So we have deviated from what traditional, norms of coding and this thing. Because what I feel is we need much more clarity as to what data analysis or is all about, and rather than, because learning codes and learning the tools is couple of months duration. But where we as a finance people, we are lagging behind is, conceptually we think that after learning data analytics, we have to move into some sort of different domain. No, finance is where the data analytics is used a lot. Okay, in bank, in auditing, in accounting, in traditional insurance companies. So data analytics is used a lot in terms of finance. And you see, Anurag talked, Madhu talked about the sectors. Primarily into banking and finance and retail sector. These two sectors are where data analytics is used a lot. Used a lot.
Mm. And also, I think the report which you shared was an eye opener because we always knew that accounting and bookkeeping is going down, but it is going down at such a increasing pace. We were not aware about that it was among one top three jobs which are actually going down. So
Correct. Correct.
so that was also an eye opener.
So you have auditors who are who used to do traditional internal audits. Okay, but now people they have created dashboards in Tableau, which will give them exception reporting any given day. So why to spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees giving to the internal audit team, third party internal audit team, and spending a lot. If I have a Tableau, I can use one person who is proficient in Tableau to sit there, create the dashboard, find the exceptions, and give me the reports.
True. Thank you, Deepak, for sparing your time and taking us through this detailed report and also taking all the question and answers. And
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Bridge.
and have a wonderful weekend.
Same to you. Same to you. Bye
Thank you,
bye,
Deepak.
everyone. It was good to have you in this session, and you can go ahead and happy learning.